2 over 3 divide 1 over 6. My divisor is fraction, so it means I want to know how many 1/6s are there in 2/3. To solve this problem, first I have to draw the first number, which is the dividend, as you know. So I have to draw 2 over 3. 2/3 is a fraction, so it's a part of a whole. I have to draw only one tape diagram to represent these 2/3. I have to cut the one whole into 3 parts and the color only 2. So I will cut it into 3 parts, and the colored parts are 2 parts. This is the fraction I have. Now I have to know how many R6s are there. If I split this shaded part into portions or into groups, each group is of size 1 over 6. So how many groups I have to know? So first I have to define the size of the 1/6s. So I'm going to represent it also. I will use one tape diagram to represent this 1 over 6. 1/6s means I will draw a fraction. This my one whole will be cut into 6 parts. 6 parts means I will draw 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I will color only one part. Now I want to know how many parts of the size 1 over 6 are here in these 2/3. To know this, I have to cut the 2 tape diagrams using the same way. This one whole is divided into 3 parts, and this is divided into 6 parts. Can you cut these 3 parts into 6 parts like this? Yes, because 6 is a multiple of 3. 6 is in table 3. So I cut it also into 6 parts instead of they are 3 parts only, and make an equivalent fraction with denominator 6. To cut these 3 parts into 6 parts, each one part should be split into how many parts? Into 2 parts more, because 3 times 2 equals 6. So each part of them will be cut into 2 parts. 1, 2, and I will cut it also into 2 parts, and I will cut this part into 2 parts. Now my fraction can be written as equivalent fraction with denominator 6, because the total parts I have now are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can rewrite these 2/3 as a fraction with denominator 6? Yes. How many colored parts do you have now? 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are 4 colored parts out of 6 parts. Now I can write 4 over 6 instead of these 2/3. To say 4 over 6 divide 1 over 6 means how many parts like this, or of the size of 1 over 6, how many group of 1/6s are there in these 4 over 6. 4 over 6 means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 1/6s. So to solve this problem in a direct way, I can cross these 6 with these 6 and take the number up, which is 4 unit fractions, over 1, which is only 1 unit fraction. So it will be 4 over 1, and 4 over 1 equals 4. So the answer here will be 4. And it means that I have 4 groups of 1/6s forming my 2/3 fraction. Another example to divide fraction by fraction and solve it using the tape diagram or using modeling. My divisor here is 1/2. It means I want to know how many 1/2s are there in 3/4. As you know, I have to draw first the dividend, which is 3/4. 3/4, I will draw only one whole. I will cut it into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to color 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to know how many groups of halves forming this 3/4. So to define the size of 1/2, first I have to represent it also. To draw 1/2 or to model 1/2, I have to cut my one whole into 2 parts and color only one part. I have to cut the 2 fractions in the same way. So can you split the 2 parts into 4 parts? Yes. Why? Because 4 is in table 2. 4 is a multiple of 2. So that I can convert this 1/2 into fraction with denominator 4. It means I will split each part of these 2 parts into how many parts? More. 2 times 2 equal 4. So these 2 should be splitted into 2 more. Each part will be splitted into 2. This part I will split it into 2, 1, 2 parts, and this part will be splitted into 2 parts also. 1, 2. Now this fraction, 1/2, I can cancel it and write instead another fraction with denominator 4 to be like these 3/4. So how many colored parts do you have now? They are 1, 2. 1, 2. So it will be 2/4. Can you make your division? 3/4 divide 2/4. I can cancel the like denominator down and take the number up over the number up. It will be 3/2. 3/2, not in the simplest form, it's in proper fraction. 3/2, 3 divide 2, it will equal 1 with remainder 1, so it will be 1/2. It means that they are 1/2 part like this, which is 1/2, forming my fraction, which is 3/4. And if you measure this part up, it will be like this. This is the first group of the size of this, and I still have a part, so it will be 1, and this is remainder. This remainder consisting of only 1 part out of how many parts inside each group? 2. So it will be 1/2, and this is the quotient I got.